Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. As you can see, today we are taking a look at yet another of these Mattel Jurassic World Dino Rivals figures, and this is one that is kind of 50-50 as far as people go, because you've got a good amount of people that are really excited about it, and then there's a good amount of people that I think just don't really care for it at all because it looks kind of childish. But I personally was pretty excited about it, and then it did go up for order on Amazon. I threw in an order, bought this little guy, and here we are to look at Primal Pal Blue. To me, it appears to be a pretty good representation of Baby Blue from the Jurassic World films. There are a few issues, like the tail is significantly too short. I think if they would have lengthened the tail a good bit, it would have really been a good representation of Baby Blue, but at the same time, it kind of appears to be a much younger version than the Blue that you actually saw in Fallen Kingdoms, so it's kind of still potentially a good version. It just might be a younger version of Baby Blue compared to what you did see in the film. Regardless, at first glance, it does look really quite cool. As far as the box goes, you've got the Rex, you've got the Triceratops, you've got Creepy. Oh, and there staring at us, the Rex logo back here behind Primal Pal Blue's head, and then the back here shows you Baby Blue, a little bit of the action features there, and just a tiny bit about it. So let's go ahead, we'll break Primal Pal Blue out of the box, and we will take a look at her. So here is our Primal Pal Blue, and she appears to stand really well. It's a little bit wobbly, but at the same time, it's really quite well balanced, and at first glance, the detail and sculpt does look pretty good. I will say that. The sculpt on Mattel figures being good never really ceases to amaze me, as they usually do deliver a great sculpt continuously, and I don't think that's any different here with our little Primal Pal Blue buddy. So, instead of talking about it, we'll get a closer look, see what the detail looks like, and we'll judge from there. So starting up here at the head sculpt, you can see that the overall small minute detailing is really beautiful. The scaling is really well done. I think they've done a very good job sculpting out the overall head detail, so that is a huge plus as far as the sculpt goes. It's not like the detail has been muted or anything, considering this is probably meant more for younger children than the typical collector like myself, or probably most of you that watch my channel, but at the same time it is still really highly detailed, and I think they've done just a fantastic job overall on the sculpt. From the head, that looks really nice, looking at it from the forward position. Both sides of the head look really good, and one huge plus straight away from this figure that is definitely something in my opinion that's great is you don't have any kind of sloppiness with the paint of the eyes, because the eyes appear to actually be like plastic eyes, or some people would say glass eyes, even though it's not really glass, but they do look really cool and they look very lifelike. I think this is a huge step in the right direction as far as the eyes of their dinosaurs go. If they could put eyes like this in these kind of figures, I think they should be doing this with the super colossal figures, because I really think that it takes the realism of the figure to another level as far as how beautiful those eyes look, and because of it having that plastic outer layer, it really gives you that shiny wet look like an eye really would have, so I think that is awesome, and something Mattel should probably do more often. The actual blue stripe appears to be done really well, and it is correct as far as stopping over here before the eye and then running up over and under the eye on this side, so that is a huge plus as far as that goes as well. Unfortunately, you can see an awkward seam right here where it appears that the jaw was connected, so that's a little disheartening, but it's not the end of the world, I guess. Take a look at the inside of the mouth here. Very nice pinkish color. It's got a beautiful gloss. The tongue actually has some very nice detailing on it as well. The teeth appear to be painted perfectly. There is no sloppiness anywhere that I can see, so the inside of the mouth is really nice. The nostrils appear to be sculpted really well, and everything on the head just looks fantastic. So we'll move down the neck. You can see lots of skin wrinkling going on as you move down the neck and get down here into the shoulder area. The arms appear to be sculpted really nicely. They have some nice musculature to them, and the hands and feet are definitely oversized, but you can just throw that up to the fact that it is a baby. So it has a very baby-like appearance to the sculpt. The nails on the hands, of course, are not painted, but they do still look really nice. I don't really mind it. Somehow it still looks quite good on this figure. The feet nails are painted though, so that is a plus. You can see that the overall skin texture looks really nice, and that blue stripe looks great the whole way down. Really looks very reminiscent of the actual baby blue from the film, so they've done a great job replicating the blue stripe that does run down the side of Blue. As you move down here into the leg, you can again see some very nice skin texture and beautiful detailing going down, some nice musculature as well. Beautiful calf muscles and all sorts of creases in the skin and everything. And then you move down into the feet, and the feet do look very nice. Again, as I said, the nails are painted and the feet are quite oversized, but they do look good. The dew claws are present, but they aren't painted, unfortunately. And then you can move out here into this very short tail that just has a small curve to it. I think the detailing and skin texture and everything of the tail looks really good, and overall, it really looks nice in general. The opposing side looks to be pretty much the same as the previous side, only difference is on this side the blue stripe ends a little abruptly compared to the other side, which is exactly what you do see on Blue, and it of course has that seam that I mentioned earlier there where the jaw connects. And then you move down here into the body. The rest of the body really looks honestly exactly the same as it did on the previous side. Everything though looks really, really nice. As far as color goes and paint, you can see that primarily it is that trademark gray that Blue does appear to be. It's got the blue stripe and the white outline, and then on the underbelly you have that lightish coloration that runs along just this midsection area. It doesn't carry on under the tail or throat or anything, but it still looks pretty good. So overall, it really is quite appealing to me. As far as articulation goes, you can see here that the arms are articulated. They don't move away from the body, but they do move forward and back, and they really move beautifully. There is not even an ounce of complication as far as moving them forward and back. They're very smooth and stay exactly where you put them. The legs can articulate, but it's forward and back like this, and they move together. They don't articulate individually, and that is because you put him down like this, and of course the tail, you can move back and forth from side to side there. You've got articulation in the neck, but you'll see that articulation right now when we do this. And you also get to hear some of Baby Blue's sounds. So up here you can see the articulated jaw, and then there's articulation in the head and articulation in the neck, and that makes this whole thing look really smooth. I think the noises are fantastic. They really are very good baby Velociraptor type sounds, and the overall articulation and body movement of this when it moves looks really smooth, really realistic actually. There's this little area here that kind of shows you some movement and articulation, but I'm not really sure what that's for. I just assume maybe to allow the body to move. I don't know exactly. But regardless, the sounds are perfect, and the movement overall is very smooth to what you would see probably on a real dinosaur. So I think they've done a fantastic job replicating the movement of what you would see on a baby dinosaur. Similar to, if you recall, the Carnotaurus that they had released. I think the snapping motion of that was so smooth and so realistic and almost bird-like, and that's the same type of movement that you see here kind of with the Baby Blue, Primal Pal Blue, I should say, Velociraptor. So that is a great touch to this already very appealing figure. As far as the size goes on Primal Pal Blue, for a length you're looking at about just under 10 inches or about 25 centimeters, almost 25 and a half. And for a height, you are looking at about 7 3/4 inches, almost 8 inches, or about 19 and a half centimeters. So she is pretty big. For a size comparison, there is our buddy the green Papo T-Rex, and you can see that they're kind of rubbing noses almost here. But our Papo Rex buddy is a good bit shorter actually than Primal Pal Blue, so this should help give you a pretty good idea of the size of this figure. It is a pretty decent sized baby Velociraptor, so you are getting a good amount of dinosaur for your money, and that is also a good addition to this figure, is the sheer size of it, because it really makes a great version of a Baby Blue. Not quite life size, of course, but it is still really quite sizable. So I must say that overall this is a very nice looking figure. It definitely replicates Baby Blue really well. Again, I said I think it's probably more replicating a younger Blue than what you saw in Fallen Kingdom, so this is closer to a hatchling, maybe a little older, but regardless it does still really look nice. The sculpting overall is fantastic. As always with Mattel, you get a very highly detailed sculpt, with your Mattel figures normally, and that is no different here. This thing looks fantastic as far as the sculpt goes. The paint application all looks great, very reminiscent of what you do see on Blue, including that lighter tannish coloration on the underbelly, which is a great touch, again, in my opinion, because that is, once again, something you do see on Blue herself in the films. The eyes are something that I think Mattel should definitely pursue in the future as far as their figures go, because I think those eyes really sell the figure and make it just jump to another level of realism, because the eyes are so beautifully done and really look great and very realistic. So the eyes on this figure, again, are awesome. I love that. I think the action features and everything also are great. They're very smooth, very realistic looking. They've really replicated that super well with what you would see on an actual dinosaur, or at least, of course, that's just my opinion. We don't know exactly what a dinosaur would do, considering we've never seen one. But as far as what Baby Blue would be doing in the film, I think they've done a great job, again, of really replicating the movement in the action features of this baby dinosaur figure. Overall, this thing is fantastic if you are into baby dinosaurs. And again, as far as a Blue goes, I think it really beautifully captures everything that Baby Blue is about and gives it to you right here in figure form that you can own or your child can own. This is something that I think if your child is a fan of the Jurassic films, they would absolutely love this baby Primal Pal Blue. So if you do want to buy Primal Pal Blue, I will link you guys in the description to Amazon.com where I purchased mine. I think it's about $25, so that is a very fair price for this incredibly beautiful little baby dinosaur. Again, it's not something that everybody will like, considering not everybody is into baby dinosaurs, but me personally, I definitely dig it and think it is a very nice baby blue Velociraptor. So follow that link if you would like. Go purchase yourself Primal Pal Blue, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.